today's Q and A, a question came from my workshop. I have a workshop that I call Metaphysical Experiences with Hypnosis. It's a 6-hour workshop and 2 nights. In that workshop, we do some fun things as accessing the higher self, contact the spirit guides, reading aura, out-of-body experience, automatic writing, channeling, enhancing healing ability kind of thing. And so what we do is to first induce a hypnotic state. So I teach people how to do self-hypnosis and to use induction first to get to that state. And when we get into that hypnotic state, the trance state, we use what we would call the deepener. So it's to the easiest deepener is to use counting from 5 down to 0 to go deeper and deeper and deeper with each descending number. And so we get into that hypnotic trance and deepening that state. And from that state, we go higher. So what we do is higher, meaning there is a space that there's no boundary, it's all open. We have ability to access any wisdom, to access anything that is all love. There's no negativity there. So all of the things we do, automatic writing, out-of-body experience, healing ability, it's all based on that higher state. Now, a participant asked me a very interesting question. She said, Camila, how can we first go deeper to reach higher? It feels like we are going to different opposite directions. So why do we do that? Very interesting question. So this is the answer to that question. I don't remember her name, but anyway, she's one of the participants in my workshop. It's the language. It's all relative, really, like deeper and higher. We need to use this language, which is limited. Language is by its nature is limited. It's coming from as a result of the 3D world. But the world is not just a 3D multidimensionality, of course. So that's why we can do metaphysical experience. But we need to use this 3D language to access what's not 3D. Now, for example, if what we do is to running around, and then at any given moment, if we have the limit, a space, a distance, and in this circle, and then we can see there's one person running ahead of another. So one ahead of another is from that perspective. But since everything goes around and round and round, so in this totality, really think about it, who is ahead of whom? It's really hard to say. So therefore, to go lower and higher, it's from that limited 3D world. But in actuality, to access what metaphysics, multidimensionality, and it's beyond all of that. For example, the lower and higher, it's relative to this Earth. We have gravity. Imagine if you float yourself out of the open space, there's no gravity. Then when you need to look back at Earth, how do you look? Do you look down, or do you look up, or do you look sideways? How you look really doesn't matter. You're going to see the Earth because it depends on your own position. So the same way, that's the answer I gave to her. That brought me to another idea. Many years ago, I went to Hawaii. And for 1 week, we did nothing but to swim with dolphins, big island, Hawaii. So every day we would take a boat out to the open ocean, and we would go snorkeling anywhere the captain stopped his boat. And then I put on my goggles, and then I put my face down to the water, that's snorkeling, and then I start to spot some dolphins. I remember there was one experience, a pod of dolphins right below me, And then I start to swim with them. I think they wanted to swim with me, and so it appeared to me, because you can never outswim a dolphin. If after a little while the pod of dolphins still swimming with you together, then I think it's on their terms. They must really choose to swim with me. And so we were down the water swimming, and for a long time, maybe for a few seconds or a few minutes really, but for me it felt like eternity. I was swimming with them for God knows forever. And so we were just turning around and going wherever freely. And at one point, I swear to God, I didn't feel the existence of the water. I didn't feel like I was snorkeling. I felt I was flying in the blue sky. There was no awareness of water. And so I was there flying in the blue sky with a pod of dolphins flying below me effortlessly. And to enable that sense of flying, I actually first put on my goggles and I went down. So I went down, going below the water so that I could fly above. Another paradox of the experience. And that actually brings me to another idea now. Right now I'm sitting here in this beautiful park with willow trees and the lily pond with bamboos. It's my hometown. I actually, up till now, wherever my age is, this is a place that I have spent most of my life. So it's my hometown. I was born and I grew up here. So supposedly the most familiar city, but every time I come back, I feel I'm a tourist. This is new. The development is going very fast, and new places are developed. It's China after all. This is Neijiang, Sichuan province, China.